What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So, Jared Anderson beats George Arias in the third round of their fight. And I predicted that Jared Anderson would probably stop George Arias. I didn't think, I don't think I specified what round it would be. But ultimately, when you look at George Arias's journey as a professional, he hasn't had the necessary step-ups at the necessary time, which is a bit of a shame, because when you look at George Arias, he actually has some components to work with. You know, he's got the good head movement. He's quite explosive. I know he hasn't got the power, but he's quite explosive. So good head movement, explosive, got good energy. But very strange, because he used to be a come forward fighter, and then he came, apparently the commentary was saying he had a hiatus. I wasn't aware of the hiatus as such, but I do know that he used to have a come forward style, and then he's now changed it to more of a back foot style. I don't know why that is. I mean, it's good to have both styles there to use, but I don't know why he's chosen to go on the back foot now. Perhaps, as Hatman said, he could have been hurt in sparring or something like that, and now he wants to be more defensively minded. But either way, going into what happened in this fight, round one, Jared Anderson very comfortable on the front foot, trying to take center ring and start working his jab. George Arias was happy to go on the outside, wasn't being pushed on the outside, but he was happy to go on the outside, take a look at Anderson, and just slowly perhaps work his way into the fight. I think Jared Anderson won the first round. Round two, actually, it was a closer round. George Arias started to counter with left hooks, which was actually quite effective. He caught Jared Anderson a few times. Nothing bothered Jared Anderson, but he caught him a few times. Round three, I would say there was nothing significant that happened in that round, but George Arias was more active than he was in the first round. And he actually tried to land an overhand right in that round. And then it was round three, I think, that Jared Anderson went into the southpaw stance. Now, a come forward fighter or a short fighter, or a fighter that needs to get inside to get his work done, could often have a hard time against the southpaw because of the angles. But either way, towards the end of the round, Jared Anderson appeared to hurt George Arias and started unloading on George Arias. George Arias seemed a bit unsteady, and then George Arias's corner pulls him out. So that's a knockout victory for Jared Anderson. So, I mean, what do I know? What do I know about that fight? Well, I kind of, thought that this would happen anyway. So I haven't really learned anything. What it does say is that Jared Anderson is now ready to move on from this level of competition. He fought Jerry Forrest, got a good win there. George Arias, probably similar level. I reckon George Arias versus Forrest would be a competitive fight. So similar level there. And now he's ready to step it up. 14-0, 14 knockouts. Young, good heavyweight. He's got some style. He's got a level of power there. Can switch from orthodox to southpaw. Athletic. So I reckon the next step would be perhaps to put him in there with someone like Carlos Takam. That is a dangerous fight, but I think that's a fight that could be looked at. That definitely is a fight that could be looked at. I'm just trying to think of some other opponents that are out there, because I don't know if Brian Jennings is still around, but if he was around, then that would be a good fight to get. Perhaps get Trevor Bryan in there. See if that could work. But there are fights out there. I don't think he's quite ready for the likes of, Zhilei Zhang, Joe Joyce, Hrgovic, that type of opposition, Daniel Dubois. I'm not saying he wouldn't beat them. I'm just saying in terms of his progression. So perhaps get him someone like, Brian Jennings if he's still around, Bermain Stavern, Trevor Bryan, or Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam being sort of the upper of that level, I think. So get him that, see how he gets on, and then perhaps even look at a Jarrell Miller fight, Big Baby versus Big Baby. See how that goes. So let me know what you think. What did you think of the fight, and what do you think should be next for Jared Anderson? As for George Arias, I think that he can have some competitive fights in the United States. with the likes of Jerry Forrest, you know, Cassius Chaney, that type of thing. You know, that type of level, I think he can have some competitive fights. Even him versus Takam would be a very competitive fight. He say there are fights out there for George Arias at a certain level. But for Jared Anderson, where should he go next? And what did you make of the performance of both fighters? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. And I'll see you on the next video.